What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, this was recommended to me like a couple of weeks ago, and it honestly slipped my mind, but I was like, you know what, let me check it out, because somebody told me to check out some Sweden urban legends and myths and all that stuff. So this was recommended to me. I'm finna check this out because I watch scary movies sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and it just depends. Nowadays, I feel like I know what to expect. Like, it's almost like I wrote the script, but we're finna check out the top 10 scary Swedish urban legends out there. They already had the little scary boy. I was like, all right, that dude looked a little scary in the front. Almost looked like The Ring, if y'all know what The Ring is. You know, the woman, she had the hair in her face. And there was a scary movie about the boy. I think it was called The Boy, now that I think about it. But we finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations. Maybe they got some movies out here about it. I don't know. We finna cheat.
I've been working on so many urban legends videos for you guys recently, and every single time I think we've peaked, another country surprised me with just how strange and creepy their urban legends are. Today we are visiting Sweden. After this video, you'll be wondering if any other country in Europe can beat it. Let's find out. My name is Danny Berg, and this is the top 10 scary Swedish urban legends. Starting off number 10 now, we have the Silver Train. This is a true ghost train story. Locals call it the Silver Pilen. In Sweden's capital of Stockholm, legend says that passengers waiting on the platform may see a silver train slowly pull up. You must not get on it under any circumstances. The train is heading to an abandoned station in the middle of the woods. Its passengers are said to be the souls of the dead. People who get on will never return. The legend is also connected to the abandoned Kimlinge metro station, which is said to be a ghost station. Locals say that only the dead get off at Kimlinge. Some people even believe the silver train takes people to an underground station with no exit.
Hold up. So it's the train that actually still... Who's running the train? If that's true, who's still running this train? What in the world? Oh, if I would have seen that, I would have been, nope.
Some people even believe the silver train takes people to an underground station with no exit. It never returns to pick them up. At number 9 now, we have the Palace of Skifla. Located in the capital of Stockholm, ghosts have been reported in this palace for well over 200 years. Some of the stories involve people seeing mirrors and windows just shattering for no reason at all, as well as music and songs floating down the corridor with no source in sight. One notable story involves a man called Jacob von Balthasar Niji. Try saying that in a hurry. He was a former owner of the palace who was allegedly a worshipper of Satan. He disappeared one night, and witnesses said he was last seen entering a black carriage being pulled by a coachman with horns and a tail. Had he sold his soul to the devil? Some people certainly think so. This is just the top of the iceberg when it comes to the creepy goings on here. The palace is now owned by Stockholm University, who use it for storage. That's probably for the best. Coming at number 8 now, we have Borgvagnette Vicarage. Borgvagnette is a small village with just 50 residents there, but apparently a lot of ghosts. It's actually said to have the highest number of ghosts per people anywhere in the country. Perhaps the most haunted spot is the old vicarage. Built in 1876, it seemed like a normal building for some 50 years, and then locals began reporting creepy happenings. Ghosts that are not just scary, they're also violent. Some of the ghosts have reportedly knocked people out of chairs, moved furniture around.
Oh yeah, this is just like a scary movie. I've seen that happen all the time in scary movies. People just get hit out of nowhere and stuff like that.
Violent. Some of the ghosts have reportedly
they get hit by the wind, basically.
Knocked people out of chairs, moved furniture around while people are sleeping, or even one case of a ghost throwing babies out of a window. If that sounds like your idea of fun, you can actually book a room.
I seen that in a movie. I can't think about the movie. Dang, what's that movie called? I seen that. It was like the woman, she threw a baby like out the window or down a well or something.
Room there for a night, and breakfast is included if you make it to the morning. Next up at number 7 now, we have Stockholm Headguard. Some Swedish people proudly claim this place as the most haunted hotel, not just in Sweden, but in the whole world. Located along the edge of Lake Vikostern, the hotel is picturesque, but comes with a very dark story attached to it. One night, a young man killed himself in one of the hotel's rooms after he was forbidden to marry the daughter of the landowner. He had a secret love affair with her for months, but her father, a very rich baron, refused to give his blessing because he was just a poor commoner. Instead, he married her off to another old baron, not too dissimilar from himself. Heartbroken, he hanged himself from the rafters of what is now room 324. While most visitors do just avoid that room, that hasn't stopped them seeing the ghost of the heartbroken man. He is said to wander through the hotel at night, shutting windows and crying out into the darkness. Coming in at number 6 now, we have Gamla Stan.
Some of these should be some movies. This is some good movie ideas though too.
In windows and crying out into the darkness. Coming in at number 6 now, we have Gamla Stan. In 1520, the Danish king Christian II invaded Sweden. 92 members of the Swedish royal family refused to obey the invader, and so Christian sentenced them all to death. All 92 of them were either beheaded or hanged in the main square of the old town of Stockholm known as Gamla Stan. Some people say their blood flowed across the cobblestones for months. In the red building nearby, 92 white stones came to represent the 92 Swedish nobles who died. Now, locals believe that if a single stone is removed, the ghost of one of the dead nobles will rise up and haunt the streets of Stockholm forever. Moving on to number 5 now, we have the Skogstra. In ancient Swedish folklore, the Skogstra are forest spirits. From the front, they look like a beautiful woman, but from the back, they resemble a tree trunk. There are stories of
I seen this in a movie.
Men who were entranced by these spirits without ever seeing their true form from the back. The Skogstra wear the men down over days and weeks, draining them until they are hopeless, playing on their temptations, their fears and fantasies. If they manage to outsmart the spirit, the men will see their true form from behind and the Skogstra will disappear forever. If they do not, they are carried off into the woods at their weakest, never to be seen again. Next up at number 4 now, we have the Millingar. These are said to be the undead corpses of ghosts of infants murdered by their mothers. They haunt the places where they were buried with cries that pierce the night air. Why do they cry? Well, they want you to give them a name. They were often babies that were said to be killed before receiving.
A lot of these sound familiar in certain movies. That one sound familiar too. This one sounds.
They want you to give them a name. They were often babies that were said to be killed before receiving a name, and now that's all they want. They'll ask you to carry them to hallowed ground to be buried. They then grow in size as you get closer. There have been stories of these undead babies asking people for other tasks on the road at night. If they don't perform the tasks, the person will often return home to find a member of their family has been killed, often in the same theme as the original request. I will go into some of the details I saw, but they really are gruesome. All you guys need to know is that they are zombie babies. Not two words you want to hear together. Coming at number 3 now, we have the Neek. Also known as the Nokken or Niken. This is a mysterious water creature that always crops up in Scandinavian folklore. In Swedish tradition, the Neek lives in freshwater lakes and deep ponds. They are shapeshifters and will often transform into a handsome young man. They then trick women into jumping into the water before drowning them. There are also other versions of the legend that involve him changing into a white horse to let children ride on his back before jumping into his pond to drown them too. Some people believe the only way to save yourself is to throw metal in the water, something like a needle or an iron cross. Next up at number 2 now, we have Stockholm's Royal Palace. As you might expect from a palace, this place is huge. Many of its 1,400 rooms come with some of Sweden's most famous ghost stories. Among them is the White Lady. Her name in real life was Vita Frun. She is said to appear anytime a member of Sweden's royal family dies. King Oscar once wrote that she is tall, wears a long white dress with a white veil and dark gloves. She wanders the rooms and hallways clutching a ring of keys which jangle and echo in the night. In 1971, Princess Eugenie saw the White Lady 3 days before the death of Queen Louise. Over half a century before that, she was also said to appear as Princess Margaret lay dying. Despite not actually being dead yet, a guard saw the White Lady standing on the roof of the palace, keys in hand. 2 hours later, the princess was dead. And finally, number 1 now, we have Stockholm Castle. This is another castle in southern Sweden known for its high concentration of ghosts. Perhaps the most famous is King Frederick II, who is said to wander the halls at night searching for his long lost love who he never married. Then there are 3 ladies. In previous urban legend videos, you guys may have heard me talk about a castle or a house with the White Lady or the Black Lady or maybe the Grey Lady ghost, things like that. Well, how about all 3 of them? That's right. Visitors to Stockholm Castle have reported 3 separate ghost ladies. Some even say they compete for each other's.
That's a crossover in a movie. I'm telling you, I've seen this before. There's a movie, man. Some of these movies, it might be. No, it ain't. I know the Insidious, but it's another movie. Some of the movies, they only made like one. That's why it's hard to remember because they only made like one of them. But like Insidious and The Conjuring and all that stuff, that's what that reminded me. And they made multiples of those.
Things like that. Well, how about all three of them? That's right. Visitors to Stockholm Castle have reported 3 separate ghost ladies. Some even say they compete for each other's territory. Another regular on the scene is said to be the Grey Monk, who was murdered in the castle in the 1500s and now occasionally helps staff carry heavy items up the stairs from the cellars. Is that not the most helpful ghost you've ever heard of? I say all ghosts should be put to work. Just kidding. Let them do their thing. Alright, now that the video is done, it's time for some more comments. I'm going to be taking these ones from our scary Irish urban legends video. The first one comes from Knight of Lacon, who says, most amazing top 10, please do Italian urban legends. Yes, that's a very good suggestion. I will add that to our ever-growing list. I was also thinking of doing scary Roman legends. I know the Romans originated in Italy, so hopefully there won't be too much of a crossover. Would you guys also like some more ancient culture scary legend videos? We're going to be doing Viking, Roman, Egyptian. What else would you like to hear? Zarena Angel says, my granddad told me some of these urban legends when I was a kid. I come from Killarney. That is really cool. I wish my grandparents knew scary stories to tell me. Does anybody else have parents or grandparents that do this for them? I think it's really cool because that's how stories...
I know our grandparents, those be the best stories though when your grandparents tell you, because like me, I was born in the 90s. So just hearing stories like before the 90s, it's always amazing because it's like, wow, I'm really talking to somebody that lived like before this time, like even my parents and stuff. Like just how times has changed. Like nowadays, like it's totally like what I was wishing when I got older as a kid. Like everything's totally different now. Like my son even asked me one time. He was like, "Hey, Dad, when I get older, can I such and do this, do that?" I'm like, son, it's gonna be a whole different world by the time you get older, because it is. Everything changes. Like
used to be passed down generation to generation just by word of mouth. These days, not so much. You kind of need to get your legends and myths from some random guy doing top 10 videos on the internet. Not quite as cool, but hey. I still get the job done. Little Weirdo said, okay, a little off topic, but should I watch the Blair Witch Project? This one got a lot of upvotes from you guys, and I'm guessing it's because people think that, yes, they should watch it. I agree, you should watch it if you're old enough and you like horror movies. If you don't like horror movies and you're easily scared, maybe not so much, or maybe watch it with some friends. I have to say, I'm actually not the biggest horror movie fan in the world. I only really watch them occasionally. I couldn't sleep the night after watching the Blair Witch Project.
That's how I am. I don't watch any and everything. I don't watch, but if it's like a good scary movie and then me and my wife I watch scary movies with my wife. I don't watch them by myself now. I can't.
Well, I only really watch them occasionally. I couldn't sleep the night after watching the Blair Witch Project for the first time. Now I know there'll be a load of people in the comments section who think I'm being a massive baby and they've seen way scarier movies. Great, you win. I don't care. It's a scary movie for me. The Hamster Army says, imagine if all of these horror stories came true. No, I don't want to imagine that. That sounds really horrible. Right. So far on this channel, I think we've talked about some of the most horrific stories, true or otherwise, that I've ever heard of. I can just about read them. I'm sure you guys can just about watch them. But if they were real, I don't think we last too long. Yuki Galaxy Fuji, awesome name, says, let Rebecca host India's video. I presume they're talking about scary Indian urban legends. That's unfortunate because I've actually already filmed the Indian one that is going up soon. It may already be up depending on when you're watching this. The good news is Rebecca will be helping me out with these videos. Landon will too. We've got so many requests for scary urban legends that I'm struggling to stay on top of them all, so they have come to the rescue to help me do them. Uli the One suggests Antarctica urban legends. Okay, now when I first saw this one, I was like, that's a bad idea. That would be impossible to do. It's the only continent with no permanent human settlements on it because most of it is just frozen wasteland. Beautiful, but inhospitable. But then I started thinking, well, maybe there are creepy stories, you know? It's somewhere people have visited a lot before. There are actually abandoned towns where scientists or fishermen used to live. I also bet there are some scary ship stories from that area. So, yeah. Thanks for suggesting that, because I never would have thought that would be a doable video, and now I think it is. Mike Plays says there is a part of Ireland which has a story. A guy was driving down a street and a lady with a baby walked onto the road and he hit the woman and baby. He got out of his car and there was no woman or baby, but when he got into the car there was the woman on the bonnet of the car and she grabbed her baby and shoved the baby onto the screen of the car. I don't know if I told it correctly, but it's a true story for sure. That sounds pretty horrific. Also, a bonnet is hood.
Hey, I would have been, I don't know, in scary movies, I'm that person. I don't know if y'all seen that video that dude, he make it. That's how I'll just be, I'll be swinging. I ain't gonna lie.
The hood of a car for any North Americans watching. Oh, no. I must say, I love hearing you guys share stories. I like how we swap them. I give you guys some stories. You give me some stories. This is how stories are meant to be shared. I was thinking one day I may even ask you guys to put your scariest ever stories in the comments, and then we'll do a special video here on Most Amazing where I read them out in a creepy way. How would you guys like that if we turned your stories into a real video? I think that would be fun. Moving on, Carrie the Hedgehog says, Danny, welcome back everyone. Me, hi husband. Wow, I didn't know I had a wife out there. Hello wife. I'm apparently married to Carrie the Hedgehog. You're a hedgehog though. I'm sorry, it's never gonna work. Can you even imagine how spiky our kids would be? I'm sorry, I'm leaving you, Carrie. Next we have Sully1017 who says, Derg Du is pronounced Darug Dua, Alp Luatra is pronounced Alp Ukra, and Slough is pronounced Slua. I think I got that right. Only flaws I noticed, but Irish is a notoriously difficult language to pronounce if you haven't studied it, so otherwise an amazing video. Great job. I am from Ireland and I believe you chose some of the creepiest myths, but there is so much more, so can you please do a second part? What a great comment. Of course we'll do a part 2. Thank you very much, Sully.
I've seen some other videos even for the Sweden urban legend. I don't know, guys. Hey, some of them be sounding too good to be true type thing, and they be sound. I'll be like, nah, it's certain. Today I'm feeling good for. That's why I did this video, because I'm like, hold up, some of this stuff look a little too scary, look a little too real.
I really appreciate you helping me with the pronunciations there. I'm sorry for getting them all wrong. I have a lot of family in Ireland who would probably shake their heads if they heard me mess those words up, so thank you. And thanks to all of you for leaving your wonderful comment. Make sure you do exactly the same on this video and in every future video, because you could end up being featured in this segment that we're going to be doing at the end of every single video. Otherwise, I hope you're having a nice day. My name is Danny Burke. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, he got some merch too. But hey, guys, hey, y'all let me know some of those urban legends. I forgot who it was. My apologies. Somebody did told me to do those. Check them out. I couldn't remember if they sent the link or they just told me to look up Swedish urban legends and myths. But that was creepy. I'm telling y'all, at least some of those I've seen in a movie. But some of those will make good movies, though. I ain't gonna lie, because we need to get Spielberg or somebody on something. Because some of these scary movies now are not scary. Like, you can anticipate what's finna happen next most of the time. Like, it's all the same. Like, me and my wife was watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, this is not even scary. It wasn't to me. Like, the older versions were better. The older version was better, but that one, I was like, he's over here like Michael Myers all of a sudden. Like, what the heck? It's just crazy. I don't know. That I think that's the same with the Michael Myers thing. Like, if y'all seen the last Michael Myers, I don't want to give out the spoilers, but it's been a minute anyway. But they was beating up Michael Myers. They got him. They finally got him, but didn't kill him. Why? What? I don't know who's overwriting these scripts nowadays, these movies, because it's just crazy. It's just crazy. These scary movies. But guys, hope you like that video. I'll see if I check out another one, man. I could definitely gotta be one. It gotta be a certain day when I check out like some urban legends, some scary stuff. Cause I watch scary movies, but not all the time. Not all the time, like I said. But that's all I have for this video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.